Turn the music up and let it bang. When we hit the lane, you got to get up out the way. When we going in, we be going all day. And we ain't coming out until we get our victory. Wait a minute, yo.
We welcome you to John Grimes Court on the campus of Marian University. NAIA Volleyball is on the air on ISC Sports Network as the Marian Knights getting set to take on the St. Francis Cougars. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Brendan King reporting along with Coach Gene Kesterson. We are thrilled to have you with us on ISC Sports Network. Gene, a couple teams, Marian number 4 in the country at 13-1. St. Francis 10-8, and both clubs, Gene, played last night. Marian sweeping their win last night. St. Francis getting swept. They have an opportunity each to play on Saturday.
Well, in volleyball, it's about the matchups. So you could beat someone and then dominate another opponent, but the matchups don't work in your favor. So I'm anxious to see how St. Francis comes out against an experienced Marian Knight team.
It is senior day as well here at John Grimes Court on the campus of Marian University. And with the pregame festivities, we will send it down onto the court right now.
Jalen is a two-sport athlete at Marian and is a dominant member on both the volleyball and track and field teams. As a Marian volleyball player, Norwood has compiled over 900 career kills and 299 career blocks and is on pace to record her 1,000th career kill this season. Norwood has a career hitting percentage of 32%, and last season ranked in the top 10 in the NAIA in hitting. Jalen is a 3-time All-Crossroads League honoree for volleyball, and as a member of the track team, Jalen is a multiple NAIA All-American. Adding to her mantle, Jalen was the 2022 NAIA National Champion in the triple jump this past May. Today, Jalen is joined by her mother, Shanta Ellis Norwood, her stepdad, Garrison Cruz, and her nana, Belinda Hooks. Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Jalen Norwood. Our second senior is number 7, Skylar Van Noot. Skylar has been the heart of the Marian offense for the last 4 seasons, leading the team in kills for 4 consecutive seasons. Skylar is a 3-time first-team NAIA All-American, 4-time All-Crossroads League first-team player, and is the reigning 3-time Crossroads League Player of the Year. In her career, Van Noot has recorded over 1,700 career kills and 1,375 career digs, becoming the first player in program history to reach the 1,000 milestone in each category. Skylar is Marian's all-time leader in career kills and is one of a handful of Marian athletes all-time to be named a first-team NAIA All-American 3 times in their career. Skylar was the MVP of the 2019 NAIA National Tournament and earned NAIA Tournament Team honors for the 2nd time in her career this last season's run to the NAIA semifinals. Today, Skylar is joined by her parents, Kevin and Casey Van Noot. Ladies and gentlemen, number 7, Skylar Van Noot. Fans, let's give one more roaring round of applause for the Marian volleyball class of 2022.
Senior day here on the campus of Marian University. NAIA Volleyball coming up on ISC Sports Network. Brendan King with Gene Kesterson. Gene, you think about the 2 seniors being honored by Marian. Jalen Norwood, Skylar Van Noot, the only 2 seniors on this roster, but you take a look at what kind of stats and what kind of memories they've packed into their time here in college. Norwood, over 1,000 career kills coming up this season, and Skylar Van Noot's already over 1,700.
They have taken Marian Knight, the volleyball program, to another level. I mean, they're nationally ranked in the top 10, which is it's something that the other younger players are going to look at Marian and go, I want to play for them because look what happened. Not only on the court, but off the court, because Marian has an incredible academic programs here.
Marian tonight, the number 4 team in the country, just one loss on the year, 14-1. And the Knights will look to continue a solid start to the year under interim head coach Riley Anderson. We'll toss it to break for the national anthem soon. It's St. Francis and Marian on the way next on ISC Sports Network.
I've always liked Indianapolis. I've been interested in the bigger city life. The community and everything fell into place.
With my degree, I plan on becoming a pediatric nurse. Indianapolis has several hospitals and different options to choose from as to where I should go.
I chose Indianapolis because I love the Pacers, I love the Colts, and this is a basketball city. Just wanted to stay in the city, play in front of my friends and family, and try to give Marian my best.
Who's got time for hot dogs and disco music? Your mind's cluttered with thoughts of commercial waste removal. So thank the good Lord above for Ray's Trash. Ray's will collect the intolerable rubbish at all your company's locations up to 6 times a week. That's 42 times in dog weeks. They shred documents and recycle too. And Ray's has roll-off containers for big loads, like construction waste or when your giant dies. Got a business? Get yourself to raystrash.com.
Ray'sTrash.com.
Ray's Trash.
Meet Zach. Day and night, rain or shine, even just out for a spin, Zach gets around. But we know Zach, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he's been saving up to trade up. IMCU is here to help Zach and you drive your dream. Now get financing as low as 2.99% APR on a new or used vehicle. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Brendan King and Gene Kesterson with you on ISC Sports Network. The St. Francis Cougars getting set to take on the Marian Knights. Right now, starting lineup being introduced. They are brought to you by Donato's and Jordan Hospitality Group. For St. Francis, 10-8 on the season. Their starting lineup of Alexa Sparks, Hayden Carrico, Eliana Serdinsky, Alexis Gregory, Paige Forkamp, she is their big hitter up front, and Shelby Mosier. For Marian, both seniors will start. Jalen Norwood and Skylar Van Note, they were honored prior to these starting introductions. Avery Landman, Ainsley Neighbors, Jamison Summers, and the young player Logan Smith, who is taking advantage of some playing time opportunity with Gabby Fish for Marian out for the season. Who played her high school volleyball at Fort Wayne Carroll. So Gene, some opportunities on each side to succeed about midway through the season already. That's kind of crazy to say.
It's crazy.
But it is a big opportunity for each club to get a massive.
And absolutely, injuries happen. You have the net play, you're jumping a lot, you're crashing in the bleachers. So it does happen. So it's the next player up. That's a mentality that I think every volleyball program has.
Marian starters being introduced right now. Gene, we teased it a little bit before the break. Riley Anderson, you could have the best team possible. They're number 4 in the country, right? But as an interim coach, you need your players to buy in, and they clearly have.
They have. I think Ashley Pritchett set the standard and developed the program, and Coach Anderson is just doing an incredible job with keeping that going. It's a win-win plan that Coach Pritchard set, and Coach Anderson is expanding that.
Yeah, Coach Pritchard, of course, now at Indiana State. Marian yesterday, a sweeping win. St. Francis took a sweep against Indiana Wesleyan, but to talk about the Cougars, Gene, you were impressed with St. Francis. They got a big win over Taylor.
Yes, they did, and talking to Coach Anderson, she was like, but they just beat Taylor. And I talked to a little bit with Scott. I know Scott forever, and he's like, we're starting to play better. So this could be a tipping point for St. Francis, and maybe let's go back to the drawing board. I do know that Coach Anderson said that we're going to switch the lineup again. We're going to try to see what works. Really not the best thing to happen this time of the season, but it happens. Better now than the tournament time.
You mentioned Coach Scott Haddix. What does he bring to the table most?
He, Scott has been, here's one of the best guys in volleyball. Sorry, I've known him for decades. He's good at technique, teaching the correct way to play on the court, the volleyball. I think he's one of those coaches that expects him even more than a volleyball player, just like what we see at Marian. They're more than a volleyball player. What I saw in warm-up, I really like the right side hitters. They had some speed. They hit high and aggressive. One's a left-handed. Timing's not there yet, but it could happen during the match. So I'm anxious to see what's going on.
That's the coach, Gene Kesterson. I'm Brendan King. St. Francis in the black jerseys and the white numbers. Marian, the navy blue look with the sides of gold and the gold numbers on the back. Getting ready to go here from John Grimes Court. St. Francis, again, losing last night and then coming here to Indianapolis today. St. Francis has had an interesting season, Gene. They've had a 5-game losing streak.
Yes.
They've had a 4-game winning streak. That has all come in the last month, so a lot of wavy up and down.
Coach Haddix said for a couple of weeks their schedule was tough. And then they had a little breather, and now they're playing better. I don't know what happened last night, but we'll see. We'll see who shows up today.
Marian swept Grace 3-0. Before that, on September the 21st at Bethel, they took a loss, and again, they were undefeated to that point, Gene. Still number 4 in the country right now, but you lose that first game. Does that help kind of take the edge off at least a little bit? You're playing good volleyball still. In that first loss, you can work on a couple things.
So you mean being undefeated and have
you don't have to worry about it.
It does until you have a loss, and then it's no. It's like, but you come back a little bit more focused, a little agitated, if I can just say. So there seems to be, Marian's a good team.
St. Francis will serve first. This is Maylee Steckelberg. And Marian the first over. It's dove down. Kept alive by Alexis Gregory. The first point belongs to Marian.
By the way, I like this camera angle.
It is sharp.
As a coach, I always scout from the end line. So if we're watching, with a replay, no, but watching the actual play, I really, really like that here. In fact, there's a push to do that at the collegiate level. Thanks
to our ISC Sports Network crew on hand. Emma Lyons to serve for Marian. At the net, stumbled down, kept alive by Summers. And St. Francis, that's blocked partially, and that's a point back to the Cougars. Tie game and a set at 1.
Yeah, nice hand, just tool off the hands. The block was there, but with a little bit higher hands on it.
So each team has now had a chance to serve. Paige Fortcamp, she does most of her work around the net, 10 kills last night. Fortcamp over. And the first opportunity tonight for Skylar Van Note. That's dug out by Steckelberg. Steckelberg has really set the pace for St. Francis this year. Van Note again, and a point back to St. Francis.
Called it a double hit. Didn't really have a clean contact, clean follow through on it. We have the panel colored balls, thank you. And so you can see the rotation a little bit more than just the plain white, which is decades old.
Gene, as we talked about off the air, you're really expecting this possibly to go all the way tonight.
I do. I just, you lose a good player. I guess Gabby Fish was doing extremely well against Bethel. Went down. There's that compassion, what we're going to do. There's a little question mark, but, that's why we're going to play 3 of 5.
Yeah, Gabby Fish was Marian's 3rd leading hitter at the time of going down. So it is a home test for the Knights. Van Note. That's off of Fortcamp, now set up in the direction of Alexis Gregory. Marian keeps it alive. Blocked away. Good work out front by Serdinsky. They continue. Carrico's opportunity no good. Van Note, that's dug away by Sparks. Other side, here's Gregory. What an effort by Marian's Gianna Fell. This is something, Gene.
It is. I love the rally, love the hustle. That was a good hustle on both sides of the net. Yeah. So it's going to come down to, as it looks at the early points, the serve, receive game. You got to be able to Marians need to be able to pass serve a lot better than they're doing right now.
Well, I think each club realizes the level of importance in this game.
Absolutely.
St. Francis can get a key road win. Van Note at the net and sent back down. St. Francis on quite the run right now. 5-1 in the first set.
Call timeout. Way to go, Coach Anderson. The hitters aren't really attacking for Marian like I've seen in the past, so they need to swing aggressively with it.
First timeout on the floor. And we mentioned that rally that came a few moments ago. That was blocked by Serdinsky. Serdinsky providing some pretty good size at the net.
Absolutely, and if you can, but again, it just comes down to first contact. They have to, Marian needs to stay in rhythm so they can take some swings. Right now they're just pitting some free ball down balls, which means they're not being aggressively attacking the ball.
First on site, formerly More Restoration, are here to help power you through whatever comes your way. They are a leading North American property restoration company that specializes in emergency response restoration and reconstruction following disasters of any kind. From fire and flood to catastrophic storms or biohazards, they have the team, technology, and resources to help you restore, rebuild, and rise. Go Knights. Gene, anything you're looking for Marian out of the timeout down 5-1?
Well, the timeout, I was watching their huddle, and they were talking, Van Note really controlled the huddle, and everyone's shaking their heads like this, like we got to get going.
Let's see if the Knights can get rolling after the timeout.
Yes.
This is Logan Smith just in front of the net. Logan Smith getting that playing time opportunity. And boy, St. Francis, Gene, has come out to play early.
Absolutely. I was interested to see why Van Note didn't take a swing on that. She had an open shot. I'm not sure if she's trying to get him to come up and then take a healthy swing and, be a little bit more aggressive with the attack.
Paige Fortcamp has been serving for quite a bit now. 6-1 St. Francis, and that will go out, and Marian will take a serve back.
Okay. So in volleyball, this is the best thing. They rotate. The serving team rotates, and the front line looks a little bit different.
Gianna Fell, the new libero for Marian, will serve here. She had 22 digs last night.
Wow.
Did that catch a body? It did.
It
It
did.
will go out on Marian. St. Francis again. 7-2.
For me, it's a serve receive, and in the 10-foot line, between the 10-foot lines, St. Francis is winning both games.
Into the game for the first time for St. Francis, Kylie Top, a senior from Fort Wayne, Norwell High School. And there's the first powerful strike down of the day from Skylar Van Note. 1,700 kills in her career. It was just a matter of time.
Exactly, and perfect timing for it. It's like, give me the ball, let me attack down the line. So she's really, really good, by the way. Her volleyball IQ is off the charts.
Van Note from Muncie, your neck of the woods where you played.
Ball State days. Go
The Ball
Cardinals.
State days. Played her high school volleyball at Wapahani.
Oh, she did.
She did. Yeah, no.
We didn't have high school volleyball in my day.
It's a 5-point lead in the first set for St. Francis. Hannah Sweeney jumps on. Just a freshman from Fort Wayne Bishop Lours. And Sweeney will take this serve. Marian down 5. St. Francis's bench into it with a heck of a start to the day. Van Note again. There's kill number 2.
Okay, interesting that running combination plays out of the middle is the second one Van Note's come in. So the middle blocker's going up with the middle hitter. Okay, there's one, and then the healthy swing, and the block is coming down and they release their hands. So let's do play sets.
Jalen Norwood back in. This is Van Note to serve, both seniors on Marian on the floor. That was tipped partially at the net, and St. Francis another point. They're already at 9.
Again, just tool in the block. Just hit the hands at which the ball's just deflecting off the court. Out of play.
Jalen Norwood and Skylar Van Note honored prior to the game. I think it's incredible. Norwood, the Indianapolis native out of Lawrence Central High School.
Yes, we played against him, yes.
Yeah, multi-sport athlete, and they were making the announcements over the live speaker for Norwood. Is here St. Francis again. That's Fortcamp. They've been serving for quite a while, back to a normal spot around the net. Fortcamp again, and blocked away by a pair of Knights.
Actually, it didn't go over, hit the lower part of the tape. She dropped her elbow. If you watch right here, elbow's a little bit lower.
There you go.
Never cleared the tape. As they come down, nope.
Sydney Schaefer with the serve. Yeah, Norwood. So give her approaching 1,000 career college kills. She's also the NAIA national champion, as that's sent out of bounds at a Marian point. The NAIA national champion in the triple
jump.
Incredible.
She's jumping, and I'm like, oh my, the setter has a hard time because she jumps higher than anyone in the jump.
I mean, imagine having that available on your roster, that level of athleticism.
That would be fun.
St. Francis up by 3. Fort Camp, another one.
It looks as if both squads are changing their offense. That was in the 3 zone, and the block was kind of there, but the middle didn't press hard with their left hand. If I get in my coaching mode a little bit too much,
I love it.
I'm watching game film.
Hey, you're teaching me.
Yeah. Got the little pinky. Yep.
Alexa Sparks, the sophomore from Michigan City, to serve. Kept alive by St. Francis again. At the net, that's Norwood right there with that jumping ability.
Yeah, I think she pressed over the net and just shut that down. So if you watch right here, boom, penetration, and the follow through, it's going straight down.
Jalen Norwood bringing the energy. The serve goes back to Marian and Ainsley Neighbors. Neighbors, the lefty, sends it over, and that'll serve as an ace.
Ace, and one thing in volleyball, you get 1 ace. If you can get, I think it's something like, if you get 3 points 4 times in a row, your chances of winning the match are like 60%.
Well, could that be a momentum shifter now for Marian, who had a slow start to this set?
Absolutely, and they're only down by 2 right now.
They're only down by 2. Steckelberg got it in the air. Now this is available to Mosier. Another Marian point. They've cut it to just 1, G.
Yeah, a little miss right there. But going over Norwood's a little bit different. It's a different size block than you might see throughout the season. Down by 1.
2 in a row for Neighbors. An opportunity for Marian to tie. Little drop shot attempt brought back up by St. Francis. And we continue to rally. Blocked away by St. Francis again. We had one of these earlier. Norwood gives it a try. Dug away by Steckelberg. We continue. Van Noot, no. 10-9 set. Blocked again by Marian. Back and forth we go. Norwood got it in the air. 1 touch too many.
This is fun.
This is awesome.
I'm sorry, if you don't know anything about the game, you never give up on the ball. You just never.
We've had 2 of those just outstanding rallies here early in this one. 11 serving 9. Norwood.
She dropped her elbow a little bit. You see the replay, her elbow comes down. She would have taken it high, she probably would have made it over. Okay, watch, elbow, elbow's down. Need to reach, extend the arm.
Steckelberg with the serve. That's sent out quickly by Logan Smith. And it's going to go in. No, they ruling it.
The line judge?
Yeah.
The up official called it out,
yeah,
which she can't overrule the line judge. The fans say it was in.
At least from our angle, that looked to be in.
And sometimes the ball comes really fast at you and you're like, don't hit me. You might lose sight.
Marian down 2. Carrico comes in to send that over. Now Smith up for Van Noot, and that's into the crowd. Van Noot, another powerful kill.
Almost came our way.
Yeah.
That was a nice deflection.
You got to look alive.
Nice follow through.
I'm sure you've been used to that all the years coaching, that you kind of got to make sure to move your hands quickly to protect.
And I got contacts and I got LASIK because I'm tired of getting hit in the face when I was wearing glasses and then contacts.
Marian back within 1, but boy, powerful. Alexa Sparks.
That was a great shot down the line. In warm-up, she impressed me with her shots that she could hit.
Sparks does a lot for this team. 26 assists last night.
Thumb away. You see that? She's attacking line. We're going to get you a hockey, baseball guy.
I love it. The serve back to Fort Camp. Smith pops it up for Van Noot, blocked, and Marian another chance. Van Noot one more time. The net presence by Marian comes up again. That's Jamison Summers.
That was great. She pushed her. Okay, we're right. Okay, look, the right hand went over and sealed that angle shot. You don't suppose that Marian started slow because it was senior night? I've had teams do that because they're going to miss these kids so much.
Tie set, 13-13. Gene, what's the biggest difference? You mentioned the slow start to what Marian was doing to begin this set to what they're doing now.
The receiving serve. You got to stay. The first contact is important. It's like if your team keeps missing serves, you're going to lose. If you can't receive serve, it's hard to win points.
Another ace. That's 2 of them in the set for the Knights, and that gives them the 14-13 lead. What a comeback by Marian. They were down 9-3 early.
That's why you played at 25. Momentum. This is a momentum game unlike any others. There are guys that play volleyball for Cathedral, and they're like, in a moment, the game's different. Yes.
Marian serve. St. Francis trying to tie the set. What a dig out by the libero Fell. Gianna Fell new into that role. And another Marian tally.
Yep. Trying to go deep corner, which I thought it was open a little bit.
Timeout on the floor, and now it's St. Francis taking it, Jim.
Yes. They got 2. You got 2 per set. Why not use them?
Wise timing?
It was. I would have maybe done it a little bit earlier. They're not playing as aggressively. And the other team, Marian's playing very well now at the net. But they need to, again, stay aggressive with their attacks and maybe set some certain hitters a little bit more.
Indiana Members Credit Union is proud to support Marian University and now offers a free Marian Knights debit card with a free checking account. Get your Knights debit card today and show your support. Visit any IMCU branch or sign up online now at imcu.com. Membership savings required and federally insured by NCUA.
You know, one thing, there's a little graphic on. These seniors were part of a national championship team. That's incredible.
Well, especially you look at Skylar Van Note's career in particular. I mean, her college career severely impacted by COVID.
Absolutely.
She's in her COVID year right now.
Yes.
And, of course, that's a big decision to come back to college or whether you want to do that. But by all accounts, it seems like both seniors, Norwood and Van Note, made the right choice.
Absolutely. I mean, and here's what one kid, one of our former players playing pro, and she was told, continue to play volleyball until you can't play anymore. And so she's continuing her play. Volleyball is it's just an incredible sport.
St. Francis out of the timeout. We go back and forth again. Van Note, that's 1. Here's 2. Back to Van Note for 3. And dug away by St. Francis. That was Fortcamp. Fortcamp just grazed the net. Smith pops up. Van Note one more time. Fortcamp just gets it over. Van Note. Number 4 for Skylar Van Note.
She's got the shots. If you watch this rally, she's off the net. Elbow goes high. She hits a little bit higher and just in front of the defensive player.
I mean, she is a stat sheet stuffer at Grace last night. 14 digs, 15 kills, 2 aces.
A stat sheet stuffer. I'm learning.
That's just your basic play-by-play announcer term.
It is, isn't it?
It is. Marian up 3 in the first set and make it 4.
Okay. St. Francis is out of system more than they were earlier in this set. They're sitting. They're in free ball too much.
Well, do you sense they're on their heels a little bit now?
Absolutely. Very good recognition there.
Of course.
And they're not reacting to the stuff in front. So their sets. It's hard to get a good set when they're off the net. The setter's off the net. Basically eliminates your middle hitter. And so you're just going to go to the pins, or sometimes they only have one option.
Well, Marian has done some good work around the net too, Gene.
Yes.
You mentioned the work they've done setting-wise, but especially Van Note. You saw that big block from Norwood a moment ago. A net front presence.
Yes.
It has been noticeable.
Absolutely. And before, they weren't setting the block, I think, as well as they probably should have, Marian. But now they're right there, they're looking, they're pressing. Their quickness is a little bit better inside the 10-foot line.
Joining the M Club is the absolute best way to support our student athletes at Marian University. For more information, visit marian.edu/M Club.
All right, let's see who gets the 21st. That's another goal. Get the 21st.
17-13 Marian in the first set. St. Francis had a heck of a start to the day, but the Knights have fought back pretty well. And that's a key point out of the timeout, Gene.
Yes, huge. The block was set in front, dropped her thumb, put her thumb up and just hit back to the Marian's right sideline. That was probably called in the play. Way to go, Coach Haddix.
That gets Marian back within 3. You mentioned the coaching ability, Gene, of Scott Haddix.
Scott Haddix is a good guy. He helped in high school. He coached club. He's one of volleyball's good guys.
Well, that coaching experience is a big block coming from Avery Landman.
Again. So they're just sealing it. And the problem is, I think St. Francis is a little bit more predictable with their offense, which allows the Marian Knights to set up their block.
Well, all those coaching stops, Gene, not only for players playing club, high school, but for coaches too. That just has to give you a better understanding and appreciation for the game, coaching it at all those levels.
I coached 4th grade boys CYO volleyball. Oh my goodness.
Another point for Marian. 2 huge blocks at the net from Landman, the 6'1" junior from Pendleton Heights.
Oh, sweet. Okay, if you look, watch. Great solo block, not twin block, but double block. Penetrate over the net. The hands went over the net, and that's exactly what you needed. You block the ball. We taught our kids to block on the other side, their hands on the other side of the net.
Madison Brooks was also in there. Landman and Brooks at the net. Van Note actually collided with the referee's ladder. And that's to 20, Gene. The big 2-0.
It is. So 22 is another one. Actually, I made that one up. So 25 also helps too.
25 probably helps most.
It seriously does. But again, her volleyball IQ, I can still hit this shot inside the antenna.
Yeah.
If it hits the antenna, it's a no-go.
Marian's within 5 of a set win. St. Francis trying to stay alive. This is Hardegree at the net. And the Knights have just rolled back, Gene. They were down 9-3 early. This has been impressive.
Their movement, their footwork, and their position, transition off the net, setter releasing, is quicker than it was at the beginning. So it could have been that senior day moment.
Katie Hardegree, who just passed 1,000 career assists last time out. And St. Francis sends it into the wiring, 22-14.
Just arm swing. In fact, they hit it. She has, getting taken out in the back. Okay. Actually, she had the left back of Marian is open. I hope Scott's not listening to this. But if they hit high, thumb up, they can hit back in that corner.
The Knights can start to really close it out here, up to 22. Hardegree with the serve, the junior from Brownsburg.
Yes.
23.
Well, if you notice their serve receive, I kind of pointed to the Knights, because they have the 3 hitters up in the front and they're allowed to be there, they're unable to see the server. And so she served right where no one was. They switched her service rotation a little bit.
Multiple aces on this set for Marian to open their afternoon. Van Note, a diving effort by St. Francis keeps it alive. And Van Note now set up here. Diving effort by Steckelberg. At the net, dug away by Landman. Sent back over. We've had 3 or 4 of these types of fields tonight. Locked at the net.
Went off the blocker's hand, out of bounds. Ball goes to St. Francis. They blocked it into the deflection, hit the antenna.
And it is set point.
No, what happened is the ball hit the net, went there before the blockers hit. But you know what? I'm going to say right now, ball never lies, so it must have been off the antenna.
The ball doesn't lie. Never.
Never.
24-15, St. Francis stays alive.
It did hit the tape, deflected off, hit the antenna, and then hit the blocker's hands.
Hannah Sweeney, the freshman, back in for a key serve. Set point for Marian. They keep it alive in the direction of Van Noe. Can she put it away? No.
No touch. Linesman didn't see it. D1, they have a challenge with all the video that takes it actually slows down the game a lot.
And that will result in a set win for Marian as Sweeney sends it into the netting. Gene, what a job by Marian. They came back from an early deficit and they take a decisive first set win.
Absolutely. I think they've been here before where you slow starts is how you finish. That definitely helps. Impressed with their ball control and the setting for Marian.
We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with set number 2. Brendan King with Gene Kesterson. It's Marian against St. Francis on ISC Sports Network.
Still waiting? You could have been seen by an orthopedic specialist at Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Avoid the wait, cost, and drama of the ER. Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Orthopedic care without the drama. Find a location near you. Still waiting? You could have been seen by an orthopedic specialist at Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Avoid the wait, cost, and drama of the ER. Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Orthopedic care without the drama. Find a location near you.
Who's got time for hot dogs and disco music? Your mind's cluttered with thoughts of commercial waste removal. So thank the good Lord above for Ray's Trash. Ray's will collect the intolerable rubbish at all your company's locations up to 6 times a week. That's 42 times in dog weeks. They shred documents and recycle too. And Ray's has roll-off containers for big loads, like construction waste or when your giant dies. Got a business? Get yourself to raystrash.com.
raystrash.com.
Ray's Trash.
Meet Chip. 30 years ago, he started a small business with a big idea. Today, there's a new building, a new fleet of equipment, and a new era of leadership. But we know Chip, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he plans to keep growing, building business with the next generation. IMCU is here to help with secure and simple account management tools and commercial financing to grow business. Today, it's all about Chip. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Pepsi's always had great taste. Today, try great taste with zero sugar. This is the Pepsi with zero compromises. This is Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Set number 1 is in the books here from John Grimes Court at Marian University. The Knights down early. It was a 9-3 set until they rallied back to take it pretty decisively, Gene.
Absolutely. They cleaned up their serve receive and they just moved a lot quicker at the end of the first set. Transition was quicker. I thought St. Francis were a little slow getting to some of the positions. So if they can pick up that tempo, we could have a really good second set.
Well, again, St. Francis came out with a ton of energy, but, Gene, I think what I came away most from that first set is just the net front presence by Marian,
yes.
Blocking and attacking. Very nice.
It's front line presence.
Okay.
It's okay.
I'll learn.
No, hockey, baseball, we're going to have them playing. I see a new right side hitter here.
And as we get set for set number 2, grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Pepsi, proud partner of Marian University Knights. Team switch ends. Marian in the navy and gold. St. Francis the black and white.
So why do they switch courts? Why do they switch sides of the net?
You tell me.
Because the lighting's different, the sight lines are different. In some arenas, the wind currents are completely different. Seriously. Worthing Arena is one of them that another coach said in the MAC division said, this place is so hard to play on one side of the net. Market Square Arena, way back when, right. One side was way hard.
Okay.
Carmel High School is another one.
Well, as we talked about off the air, I mean, you've had a chance to coach at the old Market Square Arena.
I did. I coached at every state championship site except for Beach Grove.
Okay.
1972.
Well, I mean, I'm partial to Hinkle Fieldhouse, which.
That's true. That was so fun because 20 people and it could be loud in there.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Had huge crowds.
The sound rings through there unlike any other place. As St. Francis, the first point of the second half. (25-16) was the final in the first set. As that sent out 2-0 St. Francis to begin things.
Okay. Just move your platform, jump when she passed the ball instead of being stable. Again, I'm acting like I'm a coach here, but I know she's a great kid. Coaches talk about her.
A freshman getting an opportunity again for St. Francis, Jo Delsing. It's her first time on the floor. Norwood, the senior, over. There's a 2-0 start to this set by St. Francis. A block, and that will result in another Cougar point.
Yes. Actually, Marian's rotated their lineup. They switched rotations a little bit, if I'm correct. So they had Norwood in the front, I believe.
Well, with her jumping ability,
yes.
I mean, that is a serious weapon to have. We saw that plenty of times in the first set. That's sent out by Delsing. And Marian's first point of this set.
A service error. And one thing you could do to get back in the match is put more, serve it more aggressively, faster, lower to the net, attack your serve.
As in faster, you mean get it off quicker? Or with
quicker
more
hand
speed?
through, harder, more speed. We would have radar guns in practice.
Really?
Yes.
You have to borrow those from the baseball coach?
No. Come on your app. Actually, no, we bought one.
Well, there's probably an app for it now.
There is, actually.
I would believe it. Fort Camp had a pretty solid first set. And St. Francis, much like the first, Gene,
yes.
Here in the second, they have started well.
Absolutely. They used the block. The block was releasing a little too soon, actually, and pulling their hands off and just kind of pushed it through.
Libero Maley Steckelberg, senior from Powell, Ohio. Over and out. Marian takes the point.
Okay, again, they're serving more aggressively because those are deep serves.
Yeah.
And her hand contact was she drove her hand through the ball, which is going to give a little bit more speed.
Now Gianna Feld. Feld dug away by Steckelberg, and now upcoming is Carrico. Kept in the air by Marian's Lions. At the net, one too many and down to the floor.
The middle blocker did get a hand on it. Defensive player was ugly. Here we go. On the tip, picked it up. One play, anyone can play it, and if it didn't hit her, I think Van Note would have hit it over.
Fort Camp on the serve, the sophomore. That's a good one, Van Note. Out to Landman. And again, the Cougars, 6-2.
They were just waiting for it. If you see a replay, they'll see that the block was already there, and basically the hitter came into the block.
Fort Camp one more time, and that will go out. So really, Gene, the Marian points in this set have come off of service mistakes by St. Francis.
Absolutely, but if they can score right now, this is kind of strange when it's 6-3. If they can score 2 points and miss their serve, they're still going to win this set. So they got to stay aggressive. Because serving weak didn't help them at all at the end of set one.
Katie Hardigree for Marian. The Knights at the net, one block. Another chance for the Cougars with Carrico. And Marian, that's a key tally. They're down 2.
Oh my gosh, the net play for both sides was so good. And look, we got again, volleyball is one sport where everyone comes together, win or lose, and the hands go high. Or in that case, they go around their body.
That's straight off of Landman at the net. Low serve by Hardigree.
That's one you just got to laugh and go, okay. That was You know, the toss wasn't right and timing wasn't right.
It's probably better such thing happens early in a set.
Absolutely.
As opposed to late. I mean, that could be a momentum killer.
Yes.
Van Note, a little soft touch back to St. Francis. The freshman Sweeney, Van Note one more time, dug out of the back.
Good.
The Knights are back within 2.
They did, the Cougars did reverse the action, set back, changed the flow. Second contact by the Cougars went out of bounds. So.
And Van Note now with the serve. Second set action, 7-5. St. Francis leading Marian. That was a clean dig by Hardigree.
Very good.
Same case on the other side by Steckelberg. 2 sound teams. And powerfully sent down by Madison Brooks.
Again, they reversed action. Everything's going to the outside, and then they just set back, and they had the whole line open.
Van Note can try and tie it here. Addison Schaefer for the first time, and number 7 for Marian gets it to 7.
Yeah, it's
7
nice. Yeah, that's nice a wall. I mean, if you go up, it just the penetration was there. She had like her hand spread wide. It was good, very good.
Van Note maybe now for the lead. St. Francis looking to swipe it right back. That was dug away by Sweeney skillfully. She touched it once, then did it again. Norwood with that jumping ability earns another tally for Marian.
She was in the air so long, the blocker's hands were releasing. Releasing means they're not over the net, so if you watch right here, hands back a little bit, middle blocker's hands back a little bit. And look, looking for hands.
The energy that she builds with her lower body to get up there, I mean, that's just special.
Yes.
You can feel some energy on the Marian side, but that's key by St. Francis to get it back 8-8.
Absolutely, that was very smart because they're covering up close, you know, the cover, and all of a sudden you just push it over deep, and actually both sides have deep corners open just to.
Yeah, you know, the last couple points felt a lot like Marian's comeback in the first set.
Right.
But St. Francis able to at least stop it for now.
Not as panic. I thought they panicked a little bit, set 1.
Eights all around. Sweeney didn't get all of it. Can Norwood? Yes.
Someone asked last year, what time's her flight leaving? Because she's in the air a lot.
Yes.
Look, she's hanging and just tools. She basically went off her forearms, which they do, the volleyball players do practice it.
The Knights can now get to double digits. Schaefer still in the game. That's off the right hand, though, of Mosier. And Marian the first to 10 in the second set.
Okay, the ball control, again, it's a little bit better. Positioning by your setter, a little bit easier to take a healthy swing when you don't have to back up to hit the ball.
Sydney Schaefer back to serving from Louisville. One more for the Knights to use. Off the hands, though, of Sparks and Marian. They've gotten a few of those breaks.
I think she's saying, don't put one up on me. Look, only one, actually 2 blockers, but she cut back that area because the other blocker had to go out with Van Noy because she can really hurt the floor, which is a volleyball term if you hit really, really hard, by the way.
St. Francis cycles. They send it to the far side. Another block by Marian. Norwood up. And a little trickery kept alive, though, by the Cougars. What a play, but it's still going to result in a Knights tally.
Which is funny, because if one setter does it, it's usually the setter goes, I can do the same thing. Outside hitter, I can block. Other outside, I can block. So there's a barrier between, but it's basically one-upmanship. Up-womanship, excuse me, I apologize for that.
St. Francis point.
Both liberos have been noticeable. Steckelberg on the St. Francis side, Feld on the Marian side.
They bring energy to the court.
Yeah.
And communication, and that's their job, and communication especially.
St. Francis down 12-9 in the second set. Van Note found a way.
Volleyball IQ, knowing what's open, and having the ability to have, keep her elbow high. A lot of young players, well, she's not young, but keep your elbow, reach high, elbow goes high, and so you can hit over the block and find those shots.
Well, what makes her smarter than the average player in your mind?
5 years of playing volleyball, I think, helps. But some people are just born with it. They just get the game. They get the rhythm of the game.
Neighbors had 3 points in a row earlier when she served. That was in the first set. No dice here. Fort Camp out of reach for Van Note, who hit the hardwood.
Okay, I think the block, yep, she did. Just move the block over a little bit, okay? Because they're giving line on the outside hitters. And that's by design. They've scouted them quite a bit, so they meaning Marian coaches.
Marian up 3. Norwood just didn't get all of it.
Yep.
And no block needed from St. Francis.
Yep. Didn't really have an opportunity to get a transition so she could take a step, see the court in front of her. She was basically following the ball the whole time.
And Marian takes a point back.
That's just a mishit on the contact of the serve.
Well, Gene, this is really where Marian started to run away with it around this score in the first set. You have the same type of feel here.
No.
Is it something that St. Francis is doing?
St. Francis is playing better. They're playing better. Another double contact.
Another point.
Yes.
Well, we've seen St. Francis play well to start a set each time. This is, as mentioned, I agree with you. They've been a lot better here in the middle of the second than the first. But what in particular, is it something that they're doing around the net? Is it just serving?
They're serving more aggressive. Marian's back to the beginning of their first set where they had trouble with serve receive, except for that ball, which is perfect. And they can run their offense and do that. So they're a little bit more aggressive at the beginning of the game, and they're hitting a little bit smarter shots. They're staying aggressive. Instead of, back on their heels, like you said, let's go. Let's stay in attack mode.
Well, does a lot of that smart shot decision-making, does that come in the video sessions following games, or is it more so just an in-game coaching thing?
It could come in practice. We used to practice that a lot. We put little targets out. Now, that was a tough shot. To the block, high hands. That was a really small window, and she just pushed through. Okay, watch this, and boom.
Somehow got it between Fort Camp and Ferris.
Yes. So that was good. 16. I'm trying to see what the coach is saying.
That's the interim head coach of the Knights, Riley Anderson, who's in her 4th season with the program. Taking over Foley at the helm right now.
Okay, I'm going to say this for all women. Sorry. She has a 9-month-old.
Wow.
Okay, go
that
ahead.
is impressive.
You can talk about that, but yes, women can do everything. Go ahead, honey.
Well, from ground-up building projects to around-the-clock emergency security services, no one answers your prayers or the phone's quicker than Michaelis. Call 1-844-FIX-INDY. We talked about this, Gene, earlier with Riley Anderson. Again, you could have all the talent in the world.
Yes.
But when you come in as an interim head coach, that just has to be not only a challenging spot, but you need your players to buy in fully.
Actually, Pritchard gives some of the credit, but all these coaches on the bench, they were in practice and they were doing work every single. So it could be that I'm not sure if Coach Anderson had serve receive or whatever she had responsible. She still ran part of the drills. I didn't run all the drills. Assistant coaches ran some of my drills, even in high school.
So Marian in turn feels comfortable with them.
Yes,
as she comes
absolutely. And she's a good person.
Knights are up 4, and out of the timeout, St. Francis will certainly take that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And in fact, Coach Haddix is over there going, yep, that was mine. I got
You got to brag a little bit if you're a
do.
coach out of the timeout. Scott Haddix trying to tie this match right now. Marian won the first set, 25-16. And they got a 4-point lead right now at 17.
Yeah, if you watch, she's going to hit open in the block, get it up, and better communication. The back row, so I didn't see her number, for St. Francis would be able to pick that up a little bit easier.
Well, Gene, how crucial are the next 4 or 5 points, especially for St. Francis, knowing you could go down 2-0 heading into the third set?
Well, I used to say it was really bad, but then Texas was down. #1 team in the country was down to Kansas and came back in 1 and 3. Reverse sweep.
That can't happen too often, does it? Reverse sweep?
It does.
It does?
It happens in high school as well. That's a long drive home if you lose. Yes, in college, yes. Reverse
Even
sweep.
at that high college level, Division I?
Because it's that high level.
Okay.
Yes, it was a sellout crowd in Kansas. So just a 3-point. If they can get 3, it's tied. This could be. Okay.
Marian now up to 18.
Okay. So actually, St. Francis is playing more aggressively. Their serving needs to improve a bit. But outside that, they're playing better than the first set.
Van Note had a good 4 in a row in the first set when she was serving. That's just tipped over partially for Steckelberg. That's off a hand, and St. Francis back within 3. That's kind of the hump they've been on in this set. Just have not been able to get over the 3.
Absolutely. So if you watch, tool off the block, that's hard to get when you're up there ready for the hard dig. St. Francis can serve more aggressively right now without missing. Eye contact, good.
Norwood's back in, and Norwood, after the strike was blocked, she got it over. Diving effort by Hardigree. One more time for Marian. Back and forth we go. What a rally. St. Francis down 3. They got 1 to use. This might be the most impressive one of the day.
Absolutely, and it still continues.
And St. Francis takes a huge momentum swing.
Absolutely, that was absolute. If you can win the long rallies at the end, that gets a little bit more momentum for the winners.
Just a 2-point lead for Marian. Here come the Cougars one more time. The freshman Sweeney. Van Note over. Norwood. Just dribbling at the net. In Tex action, Norwood.
Oh.
And a Marian point.
Okay, I thought it was, oh well, great job. Oh, there's a touch off the block. Touch off the defensive player, that's why.
The last 2 sequences.
It was net violation. It was net violation by St. Francis. Last 2 sequences, sorry.
They've really been something.
It's exciting. Neither one, no, we're not gonna lose, no.
19-16. And Marian gets it to 20.
Okay, they must have said, I could see a replay, but that's okay. It might have been, they said back row attack. or back row. Could have been the bro took the contact and sent it over inside the 10-foot line. Interesting hand signal. Oh well, and we play on.
The Knights looking to get to 25. Sweeney make it 21. Actually, St. Francis is going to say they thought it was alive, and they're going to continue, G.
They haven't called it down yet.
Boy, what a job by St. Francis to continue playing until they heard the whistle. I mean, that's basic stuff, right?
Well, kind of, but you'd still want to celebrate when you think you got the point. But, yes, pancake. And look, they're celebrating. And that happened at another college match I was watching, and everyone's in the huddle in the middle going, yay, and then they lost that point. So we'll see how Marian rebounds.
This is the first time tonight that Marian has surrendered 16 or more points. They won the first set by 9. They're up 4 right now.
Okay. Again, it's all matchups. Who's matched up at the front line? You have your best hitter going against their best blocker, a weaker blocker.
Neighbors with the serve. The southpaw over.
Double.
Whistle goes. Marian's 3 away from another set W.
Took it and then kind of spun it in her hand. You're supposed to have a clean release with it. Took it over her left shoulder, and it was not clean.
Neighbors has been solid when she's been in this spot. That grazed the net just partially, and it's going to result in an ace.
They've been short serving more than any Marian team I think I've seen, and it's causing some problems. Again, that's part of the game plan. It's causing some issue with St. Francis. Look at that. That's impressive.
So could that be just confusing St. Francis a little bit? They've been expecting something.
If you look right now, they have 3. They're stacked left. And stacking left means that they're going to have to run from serve receive to another. They're going to have to run in that 10-foot line to get to their attack area.
Set point. Marian a chance to go up 2-zip. And here's Neighbors. Already has an ace, but USF will keep this alive. That just snuck in there, right at the corner.
That was a great shot. They're playing perimeter defense, and they just hit the deep corner. So both sides, it's been open. So look right there, it's open. But that was so close to the line. But it's still set point.
St. Francis, they lost the first set on a serve into the netting. Marian trying to win it right now. Tipped. Back up by Van Noot. Van Noot comes back with it. Oh, and a right arm stretch by Steckelberg. The effort by Steckelberg still gets Marian the point. 2-0 Knights.
Absolutely, that was great. I mean, they've gone to the back row attack with Van Noot a lot, which they should, because she's so good. Because the blockers are coming down or going up early with St. Francis. It's exciting volleyball.
Van Noot, one more strike. 1,700 career kills in her long career.
I think she's pretty good.
She is all right. We will approach and maneuver to set number 3. It's Marian and St. Francis. Let's see if the Cougars can battle back next. This is NAIA Volleyball with the Marian Knights on ISC Sports Network.
I've always liked Indianapolis. I've been interested in the bigger city life. The community and everything fell into place.
With my degree, I plan on becoming a pediatric nurse. Indianapolis has several hospitals and different options to choose from as to where I should go.
I chose Indianapolis because I love the Pacers, I love the Colts, and this is a basketball city. Just wanted to stay in the city, play in front of my friends and family, and try to give Marian my best.
Getting 30% off any Donato's pizza during Peace and Love Days is kind of a big deal. It's a huge deal, actually. Get 30% off any pizza during Donato's Peace and Love Days when you order online. If you dig a great deal, dig into a pizza before this deal is over in just a few days. Order online today using promo code LOVE. Donato's. Every piece is important.
Is your building haunted or infested with icky snakes? Then tear it down. The Raise Trash Demolition Squad can flatten buildings up to 3 stories tall. Whether it's a commercial or residential structure, the Raise Trash Demo experts will make it go boom. And with their roll-off containers, they'll haul away the mess quicker than you can say, hey, there used to be a building there. Bring your old fire trap to its knees with Raise Trash.
RaiseTrash.com.
Raise Trash.
Meet Chip. 30 years ago, he started a small business with a big idea. Today, there's a new building, a new fleet of equipment, and a new era of leadership. But we know Chip, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he plans to keep growing, building business with the next generation. IMCU is here to help with secure and simple account management tools and commercial financing to grow business. Today, it's all about Chip. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Back with you from John Grimes Court here on the campus of Marian University. I'm Brendan King with Coach Gene Kesterson. We are approaching set number 3. Marian, back-to-back winners of sets, 25-16 in the first, 25-18, Gene, in the second.
Very impressed. Now, St. Francis did wake up a little bit in that second set. We're playing really well.
Yeah.
The servers, they were serving more aggressively to get Marian out of system here. But I'm impressed that both sets about the Marian's blocking. They're doing some really nice things at closing the holes in the block and their alignment on the arm. They have the attack arm. You want to line up, find the ball, and then find the hitter and block the ball.
St. Francis got swept last night at Indiana Wesleyan, 3-0, trying to avoid the same thing here, Gene. And as the Cougars try and respond now with some energy, what's on your mind for them?
I did notice that once Coach Scott took it off, it's still Coach Scott, took the team off when he submitted the lineup, and he took them off the court a little bit to have some conversations to see here's what we needed to motivate. We'll see. And he's running back in and go, I'm going to change the lineup. Could be.
Well, the referee just shook his head.
Did he shake his head yes or no? Okay, it could be interesting or not. So I'm not sure if someone's not feeling well, and that could happen throughout the match. So he is taking the lineup, and he's going to stay with it. Okay.
Donato's Pizza and Jordan Hospitality Group believe in loving our neighbors and giving back to the communities that we serve. That's why we are proud to support both Marian University as well as Marian University Athletics. With 20 locations throughout the greater Indianapolis area, don't forget to swing by on your way home from today's game and pick up one of our famous thin crust edge-to-edge pizzas. Stop by today to order the Pep 150 pepperonis on a large pizza for just an extra $1. Marian's ready to go. St. Francis still in their huddle with 15 seconds on the intermission clock. And Marian looking for their second consecutive sweep in as many days.
And it could have been something different that Coach Haddock, could have rotated the lineup because the matchups were in their favor. Just show them something different. You're doing the same thing. Marian's adjusting. Show them a different lineup. So that could be. And here they come on the court.
Also, when it rains, it pours. So trust the pros at AAA Roofing. That's who we call.
By the way, roofing is when you go over and you just block the ball and it goes straight down. That's called a roof.
That's actually a term?
Yes.
I could write the volleyball thesaurus after working with you.
Well, there's more. Trust me.
Oh, I look forward to it. Well, 2-0. Marian leading St. Francis. And the Cougars need a set win if they want to avoid a 3-zip sweep.
Again, reverse sweeps happen. There's several that happen over the weekend.
Alexis Gregory to serve first. Van Note, what a start.
Love the smiles on the court. That might have been something they designed because that was a combination play in the middle to start off.
Back to the libero, Gianna Feld. After Marian takes the first point. That's the first time they have scored the initial point in a set today. And 2-zip Marian.
Need some energy on this side. Again, see how they're all stacked to the left side? So they're serving short, so the setter has to run through the serve receive of the ball.
3-0.
Okay.
Another ace.
So some options could be you stack it on the right side, which we've done, which it moves the entire serve receive. Or split block.
Gianna Feld over. That's in. Marian looking for a 4-0 start. That was partially blocked. They got one more. Van Note. Oh, and what a keep alive by St. Francis.
To call it a pancake.
Dug away, diving effort from Eliza Madden. Madden getting some playing time, the sophomore from Newcastle. And she popped that one away. Finally, it's killed by Landman.
Again, some nice play within the 10-foot area, which is, you see the white line? That's the exchange zone for substitutions.
Gianna Feld again. A 4-0 run to open the third set. That grazed the net just partially. Van Note right on the line.
St. Francis is struggling a little bit. Their movement's slow, kind of like Marian was the first set.
Well, Gene, this is the first set we have seen St. Francis struggle to open things.
Absolutely. I think they thought they could do better last one and just got stuck in a couple of rotations.
Marian, number 4 in the country. They have lost just once this season and out to a monster start in the third set.
There's that lefty. I think she's going to be good. Oh, wait, let me see. Sorry about her name here. Lawrence, she's a sophomore right side.
Lauren Stout.
Lefties have an advantage in this game because most players are right-handed and you block lefties a little bit differently.
Well, she's young. She's 6'3".
That helps.
From Bluffton, Indiana. And for the first time, St. Francis has a tally here in the third.
Okay. 6-1. And we've watched it, so far you've seen that volleyball can one rotation and the score is like, what? It's tied? What? They're ahead? This is a fun game. Momentum is huge.
USF with the serve belonging to Delsing. Delsing sent it out, and Gene, if you're Scott Haddix and the Cougars, you can ill afford another 6-7-0 run here in the third.
That's true, but you need to start it somehow, and if they're in system, Marian's very hard to beat. To get them out of system, like you throw curveballs at them or something different. So serve aggressively, but you're right, you can't give them free points.
Landman sent it to the other edge. And Fort Camp, who's been good today, has another kill. Fort Camp, she has been noticeable on that St. Francis side.
She's smart. I mean, the block was inside, and she just put her thumb up and hit down the line.
She's got 8 kills along with 5 digs. By the way, Skylar Van Note officially in double digits with kills with 10. Just continue to add to that career marker, and it's 8-2.
Hitting there, hit the net, yep. You could tell with her body language, hit it, went, oh man.
Avery Toole, 17 in Navy, will come in for the first time on Marian's side. Freshman from Rockford, Michigan. She's up front. Toole just missed that block, raised over the fingertips. Impressive by St. Francis. They get the serve back.
Very nice. Down the line, the block was a little late in forming. Hands were a little late in getting strong, so that was smart. If you have a team that can attack line well, you have an advantage.
Fort Camp with St. Francis down 5. Toole with their first kill. Avery Toole.
Yay. I love to see it. Young people doing well.
Well, look, Gene. There's only 2 seniors on this Marian roster.
I know, senior day was pretty quick tonight.
Well, and then you think about next season.
Yes.
There's going to be some spots available. You know, again, with all the shifting and with only 2 seniors leaving, as Marian surrenders a point, it's 9-4. But there's going to be opportunities
Yes.
for holes to fill next year.
Absolutely. And if I'm looking right here, they carry about 35,000 on their roster, just joking with that. But a huge, and they can.
That is a big team.
And why would you not want to attend Marian University and play volleyball? Why would you not?
Beautiful facility here at John Grimes Court. St. Francis, again, they've been the last couple sequences a lot better from the start. They were down 6-0 to start this third set.
And you just, it looks like they just need someone like on St. Francis side just to get a little fire, like light the fire, and all it takes is one. If you have one that's like explosive and getting people and talking, and you know, no offense, but the butt slapping is kind of big in volleyball because the short ones that's about their size. They hit the tall people.
Yeah. That was set down by a Hardigree. Well, I think we've seen flashes of it, Gene, from the St. Francis side. It has just been the high-powered Marian attack has been too much at times.
Absolutely. And they just have so many different shots. They can roll. And I think that the service game is playing havoc, pardon Scott Haddock, with the serve reception of St. Francis.
Just out.
Okay, good. The energy, see? And when you come in and you sub into the game, good. They need to bring energy to the team. That's part of it. We practice this, seriously.
You practice energy? How so?
Yes. You come in, you touch, you look at them in the eyes, and we got this, we got this. And the communication, I don't hear anything. I hear some stuff over here, but I don't hear anything from St. Francis side. I hear it a little bit now.
Well, the Cougars just down 4 after digging an early hole, but make it 5 now as Marian over double digits.
Actually, in volleyball, it's 11, 3 are critical. Someone said 20.
You said 22.
Yeah, and then 25 is kind of a critical time.
That's a big number.
Yeah, that's kind of a big number.
Well, going off of that, as Marian looking for one more. They had one more, and it was fisted in, but set straight down.
Yes.
Van Noot.
And that's between, it was a great pass, but that's the coordination, the combination they had between the setter and Van Noot. That was, they knew it, they could feel it. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. That's just playing together for 5 years or 4 years or 3 years, however old the setter is.
You build some solid chemistry, no doubt, especially
Absolutely.
in college. Another ace. And now you can just feel that energy continuing. This has happened a couple times tonight where you just get a sense from that navy blue side that they're in control. 13-6. Almost another one without the dig from Steckelberg. St. Francis takes a key point back. That brings them within 6.
Yes. Again, the block was releasing, just kind of try to use the block a bit, and it was played on their side, on Marian's side. Couldn't get it over. It's doable for St. Francis. It's not out of the woods yet.
Marian has had 7 aces in the match. Van Noot already double-digit kills. Diving effort and a nice one by Gregory just to get it over. Brooks, they'll take it. Up 7.
That's a nice little, it wasn't a slide footwork, but behind, so reverse the action. One blocker, and you can see the energy from the Marian bench. And I'm seeing people standing and applauding for St. Francis, but you can definitely, and it might just be that's their culture of your program, but I can see the difference on the scoreboard.
The libero Feld had the serve. Unable to handle for Marian was Lyons. So St. Francis, Gene, is sticking in this thing, but again, they're going to need one of those big runs to just get them fully back. Playing back and forth right now won't help them.
And Paige Fortcamp, I'm impressed with her IQ as well. I mean, we talked about Van Noot a lot, but I'm just like, she's hitting shots, seen the block, avoided it. It's a big hitter.
Well, Fortcamp's only a sophomore too, Gene.
Doesn't matter. If they have it, they have it. You know, been blessed with some really talented freshmen come in.
Well, it is worth noting that, Van Note, what she does, kind of that super senior year, but as you said, Four-Camp.
She was good years ago.
Oh, yeah. Four-Camp's been playing the college game only for a couple seasons. So,
She's
that's a major talent coming in.
She's going to get better.
Marian's 10 away from a sweep and make it 9.
Low, trying to see the block, to the block. (16-8), 8-point lead.
Both teams have played back-to-back days and 2 totally different 48 hours.
I am noticing both sides, after long rallies, you see the wind, trying to catch their wind a little bit.
Yeah.
And they're going a little bit slower than they were the first set. The legs, because this is a sport you jump and you dive and you go for balls. The legs kind of like are a little numb right now.
Well, it's just a tough challenge when you look at the USF schedule. Back-to-back road games on back-to-back nights, Indiana Wesleyan, then Marian.
Yes.
2 top 15 teams. Van Note strikes it away, 17-9. USF will be off until Wednesday. They have another road game at Spring Arbor on Wednesday night. Marian, same case. They'll play Wednesday. What a clash this will be, Gene, at Indiana Wesleyan.
Okay, that's gonna be a good game.
Almost murderer's row when you look at the Marian schedule and what they are tasked with doing. St. Francis picks up a tally. They got to go at Indiana Wesleyan and at Taylor within 3 days.
Okay. Get ready.
Get ready.
Yeah, that's why she's trying some different lineup here. See what works, what doesn't work. Let's play some different players. Maybe we can put, Norwood in a different position.
Four-Camp back to the serve. Just a little touch. High in the air and finally swatted away by Gregory. The freshman Toole had it swept away and blocked.
That's a nice block, and no one's covering. They're doing spike coverage up quick. They deflected it deeper. That's a great shot. A great block, rather, to get that back.
Four-Camp trying to get St. Francis back into this set. It's 2-0 Marian. That, though, will not help things. Up to 18 are the Knights.
Okay. Interesting to see what St. Francis does with their big hitter out of the lineup. I think she was subbed out, yes.
Schaefer to the serve. St. Francis needs a big one. Partially blocked and a point for the Cougars.
The block actually formed well. They do swing blocking. Press was there just a little late with the right hand going over in the middle hitter.
Sparks comes back in and will serve.
I think I'm being a little too picky here, but as a coach, I would look at that. If we play them again, here's what we're going to work on with this particular hitter.
Well, that brings a different perspective again. The serve just touched the net partially. They get it over. Marian with 2. This is the first big rally of the set. Toole, the freshman. It is a young lineup out there right now for Marian. Diving effort by St. Francis. One more block combined between Summers and Brooks.
Swing block, you just see their hands go up, penetrate over the net. There's no place to hit it. Here, watch. Look, it's on the other, look, press, other side of the net. That ball was contacting the other side of the net, which is where you want to block the ball.
Marian trying to put their fingerprints on this one to put it away.
That still was a nice swing.
Yeah.
From St. Francis. It's a nice healthy swing, deep a little bit.
So, Gene, you're within 5 of a match win. St. Francis within 8. What's the big focus for Marian? Just kind of stay calm and put this one away.
Stay calm. Run some plays maybe that you might be running, or set hitters that typically don't get in the lineup, and give them some touches with the ball, or set Van Note and let her swing away.
They give the freshman Toole a chance. Toole up there with Brooks as well as Smith. And that young front line comes up big, 21-12.
It is. It's right now the front line versus front line, which is, but the defense, I have to give credit for the defense and the Bros. They're keeping the ball alive and passing well, which is always important in the game.
Marian has won their last 5 sets of the weekend. Can they make it 6? Just snuck in there. It's a double-digit lead for Marian.
And again, that was a nice play by St. Francis to just over the net. As soon as that ball crosses the net, you know, Marian can go up and attack the ball.
(22-12). Another block by Marian, but that just goes out. By the way, thank you to BSN, the preferred provider of apparel for Marian Knights Athletics.
More time for Marian to work on their serve receive.
Also, Raise Trash, a proud partner of Marian University. 22-13. Diving swing under the net. Marian's 3 away.
That was actually a good effort by St. Francis. I mean, going forward, they both got up a little slower than they had before. So I think, like you said, the road trip games are.
Oh, yeah. Those long trips. And they don't necessarily have to be long either, just the environment on the road and what you got to do. You got to get into a routine. Now, I'm somebody that, in minor league baseball, you play 6 days in a row on the road when you go.
Oh, my gosh.
So it's sometimes 12. So you got to develop a routine. It's different than being at home.
Do you know how to sleep in a bus?
I had to learn. I'll tell you the story after we go off the air.
Okay.
It was an interesting story. 23-14. If saving money is important to you, visit Tom O'Brien Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, a proud sponsor of Marian Athletics. Tom O'Brien is Indy's preferred Jeep dealer with 2 locations and the biggest Jeep inventory in Indiana. Marian 2 away, Van Note. Boy, she tried to rear back and fire, but St. Francis had the response.
Nice block up there. See, they're not giving up. That's one thing about volleyball. It could be 23. I've seen this before. I've been a part of it. That you're ahead 23 to 15, and you lose. Seriously.
Well, St. Francis, they're doing the right things to potentially mount one.
And keep in mind that Marian's got a young squad out there. I mean, they have some regular hitters, but you know, I'm seeing, I think, some new faces out there.
Alexis Gregory, a key serve. Marian looking to set up the match point, and they just have. 24-16. One more will give Marian back-to-back sweeps on 2 nights in a row. The libero, Gianna Feld, to serve.
Internationally, the libero can't serve. It's illegal.
Is that so?
Yes.
Marian in search of their 14th win. There it is. 25-16. It's the same final score of the first set. Marian Jean will sweep this one 25-16, 25-18, and 25-16 again. The Knights, Jean, they look like the number 4 team in the country.
Absolutely. I mean, they lost a key player, and they're playing a lot of different players right now, but they look good. They look good going into, I'm going to call it the second half of the season. It might be the back third. I know high school is getting towards the back third of it. But they have potential to go very far.
Both clubs will get a little break. Marian next. They'll be at number 12, Indiana Wesleyan, on Wednesday. St. Francis will play on the same night, their 3rd straight road game at Spring Arbor. Lastly, get all of the up-to-the-minute information on Knights Athletics at MUKnights.com and follow us on Twitter at MU Knights. That's at MU Knights. So Marian Jean improves to 14-1. They continue to play well under their interim head coach Riley Anderson, and really The sky is the limit for this ball club right now.
Skylar, okay, yes, you're right. It is. They're just going to improve. I'm seeing a prayer circle, which I really love. That's the unity, that's the family that volleyball has. But both teams are going to continue to get better. I saw some good stuff with St. Francis. It wasn't as long and consistent enough. And when Marian's on, they're a really good team.
It's a 3-0 sweep for the Marianites. Thanks to Coach Gene Kesterson. Great to work with you, Gene. I'm Brendan King. Also thanks to our ISC Sports Network crew. We'll say so long here from the John Grimes Court at Marian University. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Does your school offer high-quality education? Does it offer virtual or hybrid options? Marian University Preparatory School educates students in a safe, faith-based environment focused on college and career exploration. Here at Marian University Preparatory School, we empower parents and help students to master what they love and learn as they live. We are now enrolling students in grades 6 through 9 this fall. Full financial aid packages are still available. Act now to make MU Prep your school for 2022.
Own a home? Here's a tip. Don't dump your garbage in the street. Neighbors get fussy about that sort of thing. Instead, count on Ray's Trash to haul it away. Ray's can supply 96-gallon waste and recycling bins that'll make you the envy of the cul-de-sac. And when you need a roll-off container for that big job, guess who's going to be there for you? That's right, Ray's. Your filth needs a place of its own. Ray's Trash will move it there. You know where to go.
Ray'sTrash.com.
Ray's Trash.